Before you spend a single dollar getting your home ready to sell in the Seattle Metro, watch this video because every year I walk into homes where sellers have spent 5, 10, even $20,000 on updates that do not move their price or their offers at all. And at the same time, they have skipped a few simple fixes under $500 that would have stopped lowball offers and helped them sell faster. In this video, I'm going to give you the complete blueprint, what to fix, what to skip, and how to decide what makes sense for your Sammamish, Redmond, Issaquah, or Bellevue home. If you want to avoid wasting money and still sell for top dollars in our current Seattle Eastside market, stay with me till the end because I'm also going to show you how to get a free room by room walkthrough with me before you list. I'm Neelam, a listing specialist in Seattle Metro, and I have walked through hundreds of homes across various neighborhoods in Puget Sound, helping homeowners prepare their properties before they ever hit the market. My job in that first walkthrough is not to flatter you, it is to look at your home the way today's buyers and their home inspectors are going to look at it. I go room by room and tell my sellers exactly what buyers are likely to notice, what might kill showings or trigger inspection renegotiations, and what they can absolutely leave as is. In this video, I'm sharing the same advice with you so you can make smart, confident decisions before you list. How buyers actually think. Let's start with the principle that sits behind every decision in this video. Buyers are not walking through your home thinking about potential. They are walking through mentally adding up costs, every visible issue, peeling paint, a dripping faucet, a loose handrail, moss-covered roof. It registers as this home needs work. And that, my friend, becomes discount in their offer or a reason not to write one at all. On the flip side, big expensive renovations like a fully remodeled kitchen or new spa bathroom rarely pay you back dollar for dollar when you are about to sell. Buyers look at comparable sales, not your receipts. So a $40,000 kitchen might add some value, but it usually does not add $40,000 to your sale price, especially if a buyer would prefer to choose finishes themselves. The rule I want you to remember is this: fix anything that screams neglect or creates worry in a buyer's mind, and do not sink money into things that are purely about taste or major projects you won't recoup at your price point. What you should absolutely fix before selling. Now let's get into the practical list. These are the high ROI fixes that almost always make sense before you sell: curb appeal and first impressions. Buyers form an opinion about your home before they even touch the front door handle. In our area, that might be pulling up on a rainy afternoon and seeing moss on the driveway, weeds in the front bed, and a faded front door. That sets a negative tone before they have seen even one room. Simple fixes: pressure washing the driveway and walkway, trimming hedges, adding fresh mulch, repainting or touching up the front door, and making sure the house numbers and porch light are clean and working. These are usually a few $100 or less, and they dramatically change that first impression. Obvious minor repairs: leaks, loose items, safety issues. Next, fix anything that clearly does not work the way it should. Tripping faucets, running toilets, doors that stick, loose handrails on stairs, missing outlet covers, cracked switch plates. These are tiny repairs, but collectively they shout this home hasn't been maintained. In inspection reports, these little things add up and can give buyers an excuse to ask for big credits or walk away. For a few $100s with a handyman or a weekend of DIY, you can remove that entire category of objections. Paint and cosmetic touch-ups. A fresh neutral paint job, especially in the entry, hallway, main living area, and primary bedroom, is often the single best return on investment before selling. In Seattle's gray, lighter, warmer neutrals make spaces feel brighter and bigger, and they photograph beautifully online, which is where almost every buyer sees your home first. You don't always need to repaint the entire house. Focus on scuffed walls, marked trim, and any bold or dark colors that might turn off a chunk of your buyer pool. Even strategic touch-ups around light switches, stairwells, and kids' rooms can make the home feel much more move-in ready. Deep cleaning, especially kitchens and bathrooms. A dirty home is one of the fastest ways to kill buyer interest. Kitchens and bathrooms get the most scrutiny, and things like stained grouts, soap scum, grease on cabinets, dusty vents, and dirty glass shower doors all send the wrong message. Investing in a professional deep clean inside cabinets and drawers, baseboards, windows, grout, appliances typically cost a couple $100 and can completely transform how your home feels and smells. For many of my sellers, this is non negotiable. lighting and brightness. Don't ignore. Buyers equate light with space and positivity. In our cloudy climate, dark rooms feel even smaller and more closed in. Go through your home and replace any burnt out bulbs, match color temperature where you can, and consider higher lumen bulbs in darker spaces. During showings, every light should be on even during the day. Clean your windows, open blinds, and if necessary, add a lamp or two to a dark corner. These are tiny changes that can make your home feel like a much better value compared to a similar listing. Decluttering and depersonalizing. This one costs more effort than money, but it's huge. Buyers need to be able to imagine themselves living in your home, and that is hard to do when they are staring at crowded shelves, overflowing closets, and very personal family photos everywhere. Stop doing it. Pack away off-season clothes, clear kitchen counters down to the essentials, remove large collections, and limit personal photos to just a few. If you need to, rent a short-term storage unit nearby for a couple of months. That investment often pays you back in better photos, more showings, and stronger offers. Carpet cleaning and spot cleaning fixes. You do not always have to replace every floor. In many side homes, a professional carpet cleaning in the main living area and bedrooms, plus fixing any obviously damaged tiles or transition strips, can be enough to give buyers confidence. If the carpet is severely stained or worn in key rooms, consider replacing just those spaces with a neutral, good quality option rather than reflooring the entire house. What you should not spend big money on. Now let's talk about the fun part, what you can skip. These are the projects I talk sellers out of all the time because the return is usually not there when you're about to sell. Full kitchen or bathroom remodels just to sell. Yes, kitchens and bathrooms help sell homes, but that does not mean you should do a full remodel right before you list. A major kitchen or primary bathroom renovation in our area can easily run $30,000 to $60,000 or more, and you're very unlikely to get that back in a sale you are making in the next few months. Buyers have their own taste. They might love your choices or they might walk in and say, "That's a nice new kitchen that I'm going to rip out." The story. Instead of a full gut, we can often make a big impact with paint, hardware, lighting, and deep cleaning at a fraction of the cost. Major landscaping projects. A tidy, well maintained yard is important, but a full blown landscaping redesign, new hardscaping, elaborate planting plans, outdoor kitchen rarely returns dollar for dollar if you are selling right away. For most Seattle Metro sellers, mowing the lawn, edging, trimming overgrown shrubs, removing dead plants, adding fresh mulch or bark, and cleaning patios and deck is plenty to show buyers the potential of the outdoor space. Adding a new addition or finishing every space. I sometimes get asked, should we finish the basement or add a bonus room before we list? In most cases, the answer is no. Large additions or finishing projects take time, permits, and tens of thousands of dollars, and they introduce construction stress right before you're trying to move. If adding space would truly change your price bracket and you're planning to stay several more years, that's a different strategic conversation. But as a pre-sale sprint, it's almost never the right move. Replacing absolutely every floor can be incredibly expensive and often unnecessary. Most buyers expect some level of wear in a lived-in home, especially if the price reflects it. Instead, focus on the most visible and worn areas. Clean where you can, replace where you must. And remember that buyers may want to install their own preferred flooring anyway. Highly personalized decor or bold design choices. This is a big one. If you are going to spend time and money on paint or decor before selling, resist the urge to finally do the bold feature wall or trendy pattern tile you love. The goal now is mass appeal, not personal expression. Always remember this. Stick to natural light colors and simple finishes that let buyer project their own style onto the space. Save your bold design ideas for your next home, where you will get to enjoy them. The gray zone. It depends. There are a few categories where the answer generally is it depends. This is where having a local agent who truly understands the Seattle metro market really matters. Roofing, roof, siding, and big ticket exterior items. If your roof is near the end of its life, has active leaks or clearly visible damage, it's going to come up in inspection and buyers will want a discount or a new roof. In some cases, getting quotes and deciding whether to replace it upfront versus offering a credit is the smarter move. Same thing with major siding issues or obvious wood rot around trim and decks. These can scare buyers, especially in our wet climate, because they worry about water intrusion and hidden damage. HVAC, water heater, and electrical plumbing. Older but functioning systems don't always need to be replaced before you list, but you should at least know their age and condition. A pre-listing service and documentation can give buyers more confidence and reduce surprises later. If there are obvious safety issues like exposed wiring, constantly tripping breakers, known plumbing leaks, those are problems we should address before going live because they will show up on inspection and can derail a sale. Windows and energy efficiency. In some price ranges on the east side, original single pane windows are expected and already baked into the price. In higher end segments, though, tiled windows can stand out when competing listings have already upgraded. Sometimes it makes sense to replace the worst offenders, the fog visibly pale windows, and leave the rest. Sometimes we disclose prices accordingly and let the buyer choose their own upgrades. That call really depends on comparable and your specific neighborhood. Damp, drainage, and foundation corners. If you suspect moisture issues in the crawl space, drainage problems, or foundation cracks, do not ignore them. In Seattle's climate, buyers and inspectors are very tuned into water and structural concerns. Often the best step is to bring in the right professional first. A structural engineer, a drainage contractor, or a waterproofing specialist. So you understand the scope and cost. Trying to hide these kind of problems almost always backfires once the inspection happens. Why a pre-sale walkthrough really matters. Everything I have shared today is general advice, but your home is unique. The way we prioritize repairs for a 3-bed home in Sammamish is different from a luxury property in Bellevue or townhome in Redmond. That is why one of my favorite services to offer is a pre-sale walkthrough. I come to visit your property, we walk through together, I look at it through buyer's eyes and give you a simple prioritized list. The few things that will really help your photos, showing and inspection, and the things you can safely ignore so you don't overspend. Most sellers I have done this with actually save money because I taught them out of unnecessary projects and they typically net more on their sale because we focus on the fixes that matter most to today's buyers. If you are in Seattle Metro, Redmond, Issaquah, Sammamish, Bellevue, anywhere, and you are thinking about selling in near future or even just starting to plan, I would love to offer you that walkthrough as a free strategy session. Click the link in the description to book a time with me and we will talk about what your home might sell for in today's market, which repairs or improvements are actually worth doing, and how to position your home so buyers fall in love with it online and in person. If this video helped you, please hit like. It really helps my channel reach more Seattle Metro homeowners who need this kind of honest advice. Subscribe. I share selling tips every week and I'll see you in the next video.